Grand Rising. Hi, my name is Leonard Munson, the nomadic astrologer. My website is readingsbyleonardtmunson.net. The new moon in Gemini on June the 14th to the 15th, 2026 will arrive at 24 degrees of Gemini. Gemini ruling planet is Mercury. Whenever we have a new moon, is when the sun and moon is in the same sign. This is the time to plant any seeds to bring it to germination in the next 6 months when we have the new moon in Sagittarius. So if you want to start anything new, this is the time to do it. The spiritual meaning that is going to make you grow more spiritually, your consciousness. It's going to open up your mind to different ways of communication, particularly with yourself. Okay? Now, let's give us the spiritual meaning of this. This super new moon represents an initiation into a higher mind consciousness, where intellect serves as a bridge between earthly experience and divine understanding. Gemini's energy operates through the principle of correspondence, as above, as below, as within, so without, at 24 degrees. This illumination asks us to examine the quality of our inner dialogue and recognize that the voice in our head is often the loudest prophet we will ever hear. The spiritual work here involves discerning which thoughts are genuine ours and which are inherited programs running on autopilot, draining our creative energy without our conscious consent. Diagons, they drain your energy. They want to keep you in a state of doubting, fear, etc. Mercury influence brings a shamanic quality to this new moon, reminding us that the messenger God was also the psycho pump who moved between worlds. Our words and thoughts are simply liminal. They exist in the space between the invisible and manifest, capable of bringing new realities into being or keeping us trapped in outdated stories. This illumination illuminates the power of reframing our choices, new language for old wounds, and of recognizing that flexibility of mind is not the same as a lack of conviction. Rather, it is the mark of someone who understands the growth requires the periodic depth of certainty. The air element at this new moon emphasized detachment as a spiritual practice, not the cold removal of disassociation, but the clarity that comes from just observing our thoughts without being consumed by them. Gemini teaches us that we are not our minds. We are the awareness that witness the mind. This new moon offers a rare opportunity to step back from the constant chatter and consciously choose which mental channels we want to tune into for the next lunar cycle. This spiritual invitation is to become the author of your internal narrative rather than its passive audience. Part 2 for the following astrological signs. Virgo, with your ruling planet Mercury governing this new moon in your 10th house of career and public role, you have exceptional support for professional communications and reputation management. This is the time to pitch ideas, update your resume or portfolio, or have important conversation with authority figures. Your analytical gifts are particularly remarkable now. Consider how your skills serve the wider world. Libra. This super new moon in Gemini activates your 9th house of belief system, higher education, and distant horizons. You're ready to expand beyond your usual mental territory through study, travel, or exposure to philosophies that challenge your wisdom and worldview. This lunar nation supports publishing, teaching, or any activity that allows you to share knowledge across culture or intellectual boundaries. Question what you think you know and remain curious. Scorpio. This super new moon in Gemini falls in your 8th house of shared resources, psychological depth, and transformation. This lunar nation asks you to examine how you communicate about intimate matters, sex, death, money, and power. Important conversation about joint finances, inheritance, or emotional investments are favored now. Your investigative nature finds new channels for expression through research or therapeutic dialogue. Sagittarius. With the super new moon in Gemini illuminating your 7th house of partnership, your focus turns to the quality dialogue in your closest relationships. This is the moment to recognize terms, clear the air, or begin new collaboration built on mutual curiosity and respect. You are learning that commitment does not mean limiting your freedom, but rather choosing someone willing to explore alongside you. Initiate the conversation that matter. Capricorn. This super new moon in Gemini activates your 6th house of daily routines, health, and services. You are being called to bring more variety and mental stimulation into your work life and wellness practice. This is an excellent time to learn new professional skills. Recognize your schedule for greater efficiency, or finally address health concerns through education and communication with practitioners. Small changes in daily habits yield significant results now. Aquarius. This super new moon in Gemini lights up your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. Your innovative mind finds joyful outlets through artistic projects, playful experimentation, or conversation that spark genuine delight. This lunar nation supports starting creative endeavors that involve writing, speaking, or multimedia expression. In romance, you are attracted to witty banter and intellectual connection. Let your freak flag fly through words. Pisces. All right, Aquarius. With the new moon in your 4th house of home, family, and emotional foundation, you are called to articulate needs around domestic life and ancestral patterns. This is a time to have important family conversations. Recognize your living space for better mental clarity, or examine the stories you inherited about belonging. Your intuitive nature benefits from grounding in the fact and clear communication with those you live with or consider family. So a new moon is a time to start something new. Plant the seeds of your goals and your dreams and water it with your ambitions, your tenderness, your attentiveness, your tenderness. And be patient and watch life go and move through these dreams and goals. See them blossom from the care that you give them, the private attention, the way you want it to be perfect, and bring the beauty. So we need to water it. We need to give it sunshine. We need to get all the debris, all the weeds that's going to try to choke it. We want it to blossom to what we want it to